There's a trap that doesn't look like a trap. It looks like success. A steady paycheck, a title on a door, a number that grows every year or two. Everyone around you calls it stability. Nobody calls it what it actually is. A cage with really good lighting. Here's how it works. You get a job. The paycheck feels good, bigger than what you had before, so your life expands to match it. New apartment, better car, nicer everything. Then a year passes. Maybe a raise comes. And the moment it lands, your life expands again to swallow it whole. Sound familiar? This is the salary trap. Not the job itself. The way the job quietly rewires how much you need just to feel normal. The more you earn, the more you need. The more you need, the less you can walk away. You start telling yourself you're staying for the experience, for the growth, for the resume. But underneath that story is a simpler truth. You built a life you can't afford to leave. Ask yourself something. If your paycheck stopped tomorrow, how many weeks could you survive? For most people trapped in this cycle, the answer is uncomfortable. Weeks, sometimes days. That's not stability. That's dependency dressed up in a suit. Here's what nobody tells you when you take that first job with the good salary. The salary was never the goal. It was supposed to be the fuel. Something you use to build things that don't depend on a boss, a company, or a market staying kind to you. Instead, most people treat the salary as the finish line. They stop there. They optimize their spending to match their income, instead of optimizing their income to outgrow their spending. That's the trap closing shut. Rich people don't avoid high salaries. Some of them earn more than anyone. The difference is what they do with the gap between what comes in and what goes out. Picture two people earning the exact same salary, same job title, same paycheck landing on the same day every month. The first one upgrades everything the moment income rises. New car payment, bigger apartment, a subscription for every mood. The second one keeps their spending nearly flat. The apartment stays the same. The car stays the same. But the gap between income and spending grows a little wider every single month. 5 years later, the first person is still exactly where they started, just with nicer things and the same fear of losing the paycheck. The second person has built a gap large enough to survive months without that paycheck at all. Maybe longer. Same income, same years, completely different amount of freedom. They protect that gap like it's sacred. Every raise doesn't automatically become a nicer car. Some of it goes somewhere that grows without you, somewhere that eventually starts paying you back. That gap, protected and fed consistently, becomes the exit door. Without it, the salary becomes the only door. And every year you stay just a little more dependent on it staying open. Here's a question that cuts through the noise. Are you building a life, or are you financing a lifestyle you can't afford to lose? Because those are two completely different games. One ends with options. The other ends with obligations. The trap isn't cruel. It's comfortable. That's exactly why it works so well. Nobody fights their way out of comfort. They just slowly stop noticing they're inside it. You don't need to quit your job today. You don't need to blow up your life for the sake of proving a point. You need to widen the gap, even slightly, even uncomfortably. Every dollar that doesn't get absorbed into a bigger lifestyle is a dollar working toward the door. 20 years from now, two people with the exact same salary history will be standing in completely different places. One will still need the paycheck to survive next month. The other built something that no longer needs permission from an employer. The salary was never the trap. What you did with it was. The door has been open the whole time. Most people just never noticed they were standing right next to it.